Hey, welcome back to Branching Out. This week I'm going to show you how I stratify and or plant and sprout my edible chestnuts. These are 100 sweet chestnut mix, so I don't know if whether they're Chinese American or Japanese American crosses. They could be Spanish American crosses, I'm not sure, but that's what I got, and I think I paid about $70 for 100. Now I've already thrown out a couple because I had to clean out the mold that was in there. So what I do is, and some people put these in sand in a bucket and bury it in the ground, or put it in a bucket and leave it outside and whatever, and I guess that just depends on what zone you're growing in. I'm in 6B here in Branching Out, Permaculture. So what I do is I put them in peat moss and or mostly the dirt that they give it with it, right? So I use that and then I stick it in the fridge. So I stick it in the fridge. These have been in there for 6 months. The same with all my other pawpaws. In the last video where I was talking about my hickories, which didn't go through, we'll see how they come up in the spring, if any come up, and the northern walnuts. So again, we had 4 that kind of sprout out of the 20, and we'll see how the rest go. Because with my pawpaws, for example, they've been in the fridge for the same amount of time, but what they don't really tell you when you're watching the videos is that they always seem to pull them right out of the fridge, and they have these sprouts all over them, and I'm sure that happens in some cases, but it has never happened for me. So what I do is I just grab those same packages in the plastic bag and the paper towel or whatever they're using, which I would recommend that you use some type of peroxide or something, spray in there, 3% mixed with half and half in water and or whatever it is. I think it's 100 mil per 1,000 water. So either way, you can Google that real quick or wait for another video and I might have that information for you. Either way, that helps keep the mold down, because when you're working with nuts, they are edible and biodegradable, so they want to rot. So you got to keep an eye on the mold, and I had to pull these out, wash them all off, and then kind of get new dirt and put it back in. So that's how I do it. I use peat with it's a mixture of I believe peat, perlite, and then they're in there for 6 months. So now we're going to take a look and see how we did, and whatever's left over, they're just going to go back into the fridge and hope I can get them a few more to sprout, kind of like what I did last year. Last year I had 98%. So out of 100, I got 98 to actually sprout. 2 of them one had a broken one, another one, I forget, it just got moldy and soft and died. So the reason they didn't make it is because I put them in too small a pots. So we're going to use a large pot, because I find that when you use a larger pot and you water it, it won't create that damping off effect that you're going to get, or the mold on the top. And I don't think I'll even, and it's easier for you to water in the top as opposed to the bottom, which is where you should water. So we're going to use the bigger ones, because out of the 10 that I put into bigger pots, which I only had left, they all sprouted. So those are actually over on my side tree line over here, and I believe I think 8. I gave one away, and I think another one got eaten by a mouse or something like that. So let's take a look and see how we did with the chestnuts from the stratification. Let's open her up right here. I can see one with a little sprout right there. Oh, where do I get that? Be gentle, because these are delicate. So there you go. You can see a nice root starting there. I don't know what's going on with these black ends here though. But hey, we're gonna get these in some dirt today. And you can see I got a bunch here that didn't actually go, but it could be because the dirt is a little bit dry. Again, you don't want them soaking wet, but geez, I thought I'd get a lot more than that. So we're gonna put them off to the side, and we're just gonna keep checking. So let me put out the ones that are good and bad, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, here's how we made out. So other than the ones that we lost, we have 33 viable. They all have a little sprout at the bottom, so that's this side right here. Okay, these ones here are still hard to the touch, so I don't see any sprouts on them, but they're still solid, so they may still be viable. We're going to put them back into my soil, but although this stuff looks a little dry to me, like that's really dry, so we'll add a little bit of moisture to that, and we're going to put these back in the fridge. Now these ones though, these ones have been rotting on the inside, so they're getting really soft, so they rotted right from the inside. So we're going to get rid of them. We're going to throw them far away from the greenhouse so we don't like lure into the squirrels come in here and eat my trees. So that's what I ended up with. We got 33 to plant, so we better get going because we've got a lot of work to do. We got to fill up a lot of the 33 pots for one. And again, we still have the pawpaws to do, which is probably next weekend. And I believe I have black walnut too that I tried that are also sitting in the fridge in a tote. So I have a lot of them. So we'll see how many. Again, if you're going to do this stuff, you know, if you want 10 trees, don't buy 10 nuts. You know, buy 20, 30, 40. Again, this was a little expensive in my case. 70 bucks for 100. That's a little over $1 each, right? So, it's a little under $1 each. And it's still that could be a lot of money, but I mean, to buy these trees would be over 150 bucks when they're about 3 or 4 feet tall. So, or it could be 200 bucks. It varies depending on where you buy. Marketplace, Kijiji, go to a nursery. I guarantee it's 100 bucks easy for a viable tree. But anyways, let's get going. We got lots of work to do. All right, pretty simple. Just like most trees, this root faces down. This is your tap root right there. So you want to clear a little spot for that tap root so it doesn't get damaged. So we'll just kind of poke a little hole at the bottom there and so you want to go down about 2 inches. I'm going to put it right about there. I'm going to fill the dirt in around that root a little bit and be gentle with that root because you don't want to damage that root. You damage that root and that's it. Your tree is kaput. Really simple. I mean, spread it out. Poke a little hole. You can use pencil, whatever, but you want to get that root down into that little hole, because if you just kind of go like that or something, it'll snap. You leave it like that, well, that might work, but again, it's sideways, so you want to get it facing down so it's got a good start, right? So that's about it for that. We're going to place this outside and we got 32 more to go, so let's get at her. All right, I had 2 that were kind of sort of iffy, so I threw them back in the bag. They're going to go back in the fridge for more stratification, and we'll do another update when that happens, because I'm just going to let them go for another month and we'll see what happens. After that, I'm just going to consider them non-viable. I have 31 out of 100 so far. Now remember, I had to throw probably 8 of them back when they were moldy, so I checked them. You do have to check on them. You got to make sure that the thing is moist. I think some of my dirt was a little bit dry. That's why the hickories didn't really hit. So all I got to do now is find some type of chicken wire or rabbit wire. This is what I call rabbit wire. Some people call it chicken wire as well. It's just the smaller grids. It's like the 1/4-inch squares, a little thicker gauge. You know, everybody knows what chicken wire looks like. So we're gonna go find some of that, put it on top, and that'll be it for this. And then I'm gonna putter around and work a little more on the solar system here. I think I don't have a big enough inverter. I did buy another battery. My dad said he was checking out the pump and he was having a hard time getting it up to speed. So we'll see. I was hoping to get it all hooked up and get some water in the totes, but it is supposed to rain tonight, tomorrow, whoever. So we're gonna let that happen, and we're gonna play with some other stuff. So there's just one more thing I want to show you that it just came in the mail, and then we'll let you have a good weekend, and then we'll see you next week. All right, so we got 31 total. Put the little cage on there, try to help deter those squirrels. Squirrels I'm worried about the most. Mice not so much. They gotta get really up there. I mean, not that a mouse couldn't jump that high, but yeah, mostly the squirrels. They'll come and decimate this in like a night. So that's it for there. So just gonna move on. And the rest that are in the fridge, we'll see how they work out. I'll update you when that happens. Probably be about a month. So yeah, I'm just gonna throw this in here too. I got this at Home Depot for $10.99. These are $2.75 at the dollar store, Dollarama, whatever. But these are 7 ounces, and these are only 2 ounces. So you do the math on whether you think what is a better deal, because you need about 4 of those to make up one of those. Maybe even 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, maybe just under
2, 4. Yeah, I don't know. I think you'd pretty much make out the same price. I mean, I don't know how much you're saving. They're pretty much the same, but you get a lot more in here. This is what I usually get. They're just all-purpose wildflowers. We're going to be going to spread them out probably tomorrow. And then I got all these other things here too, like this roll that we got last week. My other battery, but this is my secret weapon right here. These are those grow balls that you buy. You see a lot about. Now, this is my hand, so you can see how small these things actually really are. I mean, you can get them bigger, but these are 2-inch balls. So I have 45 of them. So I'm going to try and get 45 cuttings on the go and or air layering. So that's what we're going to do. We still got our wire here. We got some hose here. Like I said, I'm going to be using it to hang the stuff instead of just using the wire. We want to kind of make a little bit of a sling so it doesn't wreck the hose and or damage it. But yeah, we're going to get back to that as soon as we can. I'm going to turn off this inverter right now as it goes. And then tomorrow, like I said, I'm going to put around, probably get this battery hooked up. And I can't remember if it's in series or parallel. So we're going to go Google that and figure it out. And I want you all to have a good week, a safe week. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up down there. Don't forget to subscribe, tell your friends if you like what I'm doing out here. And we'll see you next week.